somebody used to say, 8 or 9 ounces of gray matter, the brain, okay? Not everybody use it, okay? Some are lazy and prefer other people to use it for them or use other people's brain, whatever they say go, okay? But the fact is we're all imbued with that capacity, okay? And it's a matter of challenging it, getting used to it, and that is what reading does. You know, there's nothing like the excitement, the imagination that it stirs up. Okay, you can see something, but when you have to read something and then imagine what that thing is like, I mean, that does something to you. That does something to you as a person, as an individual, right? And that is what we really should be after. And there's no one. Yes, I mean, generally we like to think of a good set of values. There are some values that are universal. Some things are right and wrong. Okay, we'd like to think, regardless of differences in time and age and era and that sort of thing. Okay, there is bad and evil, or good and evil, rather. Okay, there are things, yes, black and white, and in between there are different shades of gray. But all that has to be deciphered at a personal level, okay? And once you're exposed to as many theories, ideologies, all those things, okay, it ultimately boils down to what you would like to see, what you want your values to be like, okay? And it can turn out to be good ones, or it can turn out to be bad ones, all right? But you know, in the final analysis, it's about the individual, what the individual thinks about how he's living, what plans he'd want for the future, what he considers good and wholesome, right? And hopefully, collectively, we end up with a good set of values, a good set of principles, all right? Hopefully. It doesn't always work out, as you know. We have the Hitlers and so on around still, who are very good at convincing other people to their way of thinking, okay? And then we end up making some bad decisions and following some bad leaders, okay? But it all comes out in the wash, and ultimately, I think if you were to look at the overall situation, I think the human race has advanced despite the challenging times that we've had. You know, there's no vaccine for that to make sure that we advance. But hopefully we'll do so one step at a time.
All right, Mr. McMahon. Thank you so much, sir. Much appreciated.
Okay, then.
All right. So, World Book and Copyright Day, and some interesting perspectives offered there by Mr. McMahon. And, of course, you know, we talk about exchanging ideas and talking, but sometimes I go on Facebook, I go on people business, you know, and I head out because I call it Facebook, you know, so I head out. But I do see, as soon as someone says something that is contrary to someone else, it starts to deteriorate into insults and cussing, and that's where they leave the room. I think that the notion that you shouldn't be challenged or someone should have a different perspective is a little infantile in my view. And if you're going to have a do not disturb sign by your brain, I think you ought to be left alone, in my humble opinion, because it's not an easy world we're living in. There's so many challenges. It's a real battlefield. So you need to be able to listen to other people and hear what they have to say, and don't believe that because of your experiences, that your experiences are the same that someone else is going through at the same time. But then there's room for the debate, room for discussion. Let's hear from our partners, SL Household and Company Limited.
It's April Tools Month again at Horsford's Building Center on Zinkit and Nevis. Don't miss out on the year's best time to buy tools. Get 25% off on selected tools store-wide. Hundreds of tools on sale, slash by 25%. 25% off on tools for this April Tools Month at Horsford's Building Center on Zinkit and Nevis. The promotion ends April 30th. Horsford's Building Center, the Federation's favorite home improvement store. Some exclusions apply. See stores for details.
Stay tuned with the FM is 90.9 Voices, and we're just almost about to wrap it up right now. Thanks so much to all the callers, all the people who are listening online, those who are on Facebook, and those who are silent participants, but we're glad to have you as well. We're going to leave today's program with some comments made by the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Mr. Ralph Gonzalez, Dr. Ralph Gonzalez, I beg your pardon. And of course, you know that eruptions continue in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. St. Kitts and Nevis has given $1 million to in direct assistance to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, $20,000 US to efforts by CDEMA, the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency. Soldiers and police officers are also part of the RSS to be deployed or already deployed. I'm not sure if the team has left as yet. And this week, you had an appeal for over $29 million US for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And at that forum, Dr. Gonzalez offered a few remarks, and he's quite articulate. That's a little bit of what he had to say. Can't give you his full presentation because of the constraints of time. Here's a bit of what he had to say.
Effusive eruptions began late last year, oozing eruptions. And then on April the 9th, 12 days ago, we had the first of the explosions. And since then, our country has been put into veritable economic and social tailspin, and where lives and livelihoods have been threatened immensely. Yesterday at the Security Council, I said the following in a summary form. I said St. Vincent and the Grenadines has been in the throes of a series of volcanic eruptions on the island of St. Vincent. As a consequence, nearly 1/5 of the island's population has had to be evacuated to safer areas. A monumental challenge of humanitarian relief, inclusive of security considerations, recovery, and reconstruction, face us. Without effective cooperation between our country, the United Nations, and our regional, sub-regional organizations, our life and living would be wholly unbearable. Without an enhancement of this cooperation, the relief effort would be stymied, and the prospects for our recovery and reconstruction would be dismal. I ended my statement at the Security Council with the following words. I said, please help St. Vincent and the Grenadines in its midnight hour of need. The northern 1/3 of our country is in a state of desolation. This is an area which historically and in this contemporary period, the people have relied upon agriculture, animal husbandry, and fishing, and some tourism. None of that exists anymore. And it is going to take a long period of time to have the economy in the northern 1/3 of the island of St. Vincent, the main island in the chain of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, to have that area recovered and reconstructed. The plants have to be replanted. The bananas, the plantains, the sweet potatoes, the vegetables, they're all gone. Completely destroyed by ash. The trees are denuded of their leaves and many of them broken, which means that the fruit trees, including the coconut and breadfruit trees, we have to plant over, and they take much longer. People are not going to be able to go back into that area for quite a while. As has been indicated, over 12,000 persons are either in 88 shelters, emergency shelters run by the government, or in private homes. People, families and friends and strangers have opened their homes for those from the northern one-third of the country. In addition to taking care of those persons in shelters, to put a roof over their heads, we have to feed them every day. We have to attend to them in terms of their medical needs. We have had to provide water. We had to truck the water in, and the water has had to come from neighboring islands. Thankfully, we are getting back the system bit by bit, but it is still way short of what is the normal situation. There are problems involving with sanitation, actual human conditions of life and living. They're terribly affected.
Let's relieve before today the words of the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. I want to wish you and yours all the very best this afternoon. Of course, if you can offer some assistance to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, please do so. If anyone close to you also needs your assistance, we hope that you will do your best to help in some small way. Have yourself a good day. I'm Clive Bacchus, wishing you and yours all the very best indeed, and thank you so much for choosing Win FM 98.9. Good afternoon.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Cherish the sea. Respect the sea. Don't pollute the sea. It provides for you and me. Careful how we use our oceans. Protect the sea. Let's conserve for future generations. Cherish the sea. Planning ways to use the ocean. Cherish the sea. To cater to the needs of everyone. Protect the sea. Cherish the sea. Respect the sea. Take care of the sea. It's a blue economy.
This message is brought to you by the Caribbean Regional Oceanscape Project, a project of the OECS funded by the Global Environment Facility through the World Bank. CROP, championing resilient oceans for prosperity. For more information, visit our webpage at oecs.org/en/crop.
Buying your medication is easy with City Drug Store's curbside pickup. WhatsApp our certified pharmacist at 662-8769 with your requests. For prescriptions, take a clear photograph and send for review. We will engage you in dialogue and then provide a quotation and link for payment. You can then pay via TDC's online payment portal. And once the transaction is complete, you'll be notified that your pickup is ready. Yes, it's that easy. Send your WhatsApp message to 662-8769 to order your medications today with City Drug Store's curbside pickup service.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Big truck coming, mash up the town. Big truck coming,
To the clutch, hit the gear, them down.
whoop, whoop. Everybody ready? Yeah, we ready. We spanner ready. Big truck massive. Big truck massive, let me say yeah.
Oh, yeah.
back away. Make me show back, show back, show back, show back. Big jump, push back, push back, push back, push back. Big jump, show back, show back, show back, show back. Big jump. Non c'est des clutches, rev it up. High up your top, rev it up. And composition, you sell not to be